Thank you very much, Cher, for asking this question. And I know that this question is going all around. We can either lie about it and not face it, or we can decide, okay, we want to play politics with it. You understand, and stuff like that. However, what has happened is that, as you know, PDP has that capacity all the time to have a problem and then resolve. But suddenly you just see everything just come back. You understand? And that is what has happened yesterday. However, for me, it was a bit late, but it's better late than never. That's number one. Number two is that the party now should put a committee of wise men together. And I don't mean personal picks. I don't mean people that we know. I don't mean people that, it might even be scholars of thought that are not even members of the People's Democratic Party, that could be even professors in different universities, to come and investigate and come up with a white paper for PDP to follow, so that they will look back at the mistakes that PDP has made that had brought PDP to where it is today. Because, to be quite candid with you, what has evolved today is just a reflection of what had been created over time. Even before Wike, even before Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde is just maybe 10 years thereabout in the People's Democratic Party. I'm 25 years in the People's Democratic Party. And if somebody said I'm last man standing, I said, I don't mind. It's not like, the APC has not said it's time for me to jump ship, but I've quietly explained to them that I am not, I don't think it will be good for all of us to jump ship. And who will now, be able to tell them when they're doing the wrong thing? You understand? So I believe that PDP's internal democracy, its managers of the management of the party itself is what has created the situation where we are today. But we thank God, a lot of leaders have been there that have not been voicing their displeasure, and they have not been siding any of the factions that were quarreling, you understand, and have been able to bring the party into a situation whereby everybody had to agree that the time is now to lay down the sword and to start talking peace. You understand? Now, going forward, that time where the rancor occurred, it had affected a few states where congresses were done now illegally because it wasn't with the consent of the national secretary. So these areas need to be addressed, because in those states, those that have been shortchanged in those states by default or whatever are still not happy with the party. So I think there has to be real reconciliation that has to go all the way down to the states, the whole 36 states of the federation. And I believe when that is done, then we can have a balance and a semblance of peace, along across board.
What do you
You
make of
understand?
yesterday's?
Pardon?
What do you make of yesterday's meeting?
I think, to be quite honest with you, I think majority of those are the caucus. You understand? Which the caucus usually meet before the neck. You understand? The caucus is made of mostly almost all the PDP governors, and then BOT members, and then members of the NWC. You understand? I think majority of them have looked at it and looked through the constitution and have seen that there is no way you can really fight and win a war when the chairman and the secretary. It's all interwoven. You understand? It's all interwoven. Unfortunately, if you look around, you see that from Obasanjo's time to now, all those that were given the tickets of PDP to run for governor have all left the party. Almost all of them. That's number one. Number two, all those that were made ministers from Obasanjo's time till today, all of them have left the party. So there wasn't any commitment to build the party. There's no commitment by even the leaders to build and invest in the party. And you have a leader in PDP Lagos State that does not care about other leaders. We had a lot of leaders in the past. We had Olorunfunmi Basharon, we have Dr. Fini, we had we had different leaders. We had Bayo Williams, we had Ajiroba Williams, we had different, people, with big people in Lagos State that were all members of the People's Democratic Party. Where are they today? They've all gone to different parties. Some of them have decided to sit down at home because of the leadership style of that leader. I have just been lucky because even when I was chairman, he took me to court through proxies. I spent so much money just trying to keep myself away from jail. Do you understand? And this is in our own party. But most of the time, these leaders come on TV and talk and talk and talk and talk as if they are holier than thou, whereas they are the culprits. You understand? And I hope people will see through them. I don't expect. I expect people like Chief Bode George, for instance. I expect him to be a statesman advising the nation, advising the National Assembly on how to. You're going into your twilight years, and you should be seen to be trying to mold democracy in a way that you believe should be right. I'll give an example, just like the local government election coming up. What I expect from people like himself, Chief Bode George, is for him to take on the governor, take on the presidency, take on the National Assembly to make sure that local government elections are not carried out the way it's being carried out today. In Lagos State today, the Lagos State government instructs LASEC. LASEC will sell forms to those it's competing with. So LASEC is taking money from those that are supposed to be competing against the ruling party, that has put them there. It doesn't make any democratic sense. You understand? And then the worst part of it, the same LASEC will screen those candidates from the party that is going to contest against the ruling party. It doesn't make sense. So these are the areas we believe that the leader should be trying as much as possible to adjust, to make sure it doesn't happen. Let me give another example. When I was state chairman, I found out, I did a calculation in trying to win the election. We had close to about 13,000 plus polling units in Lagos State. We have 7 million plus registered voters in Lagos State, between 7 and 9 million, right? Okay, these 13,000 polling units are scattered all over the state, especially in Andimosho local government. And this 13,000, you need at least 3 people per polling unit to even manage this 13,000 times 3. That's 39,000 people. So your party itself should have at least 30,000 people. It should be made up of 30,000 members. So if you don't go on a membership drive on a regular basis for the next 3-4 years, you cannot meet up even 20,000 people. So you don't have the capacity to even do things that will make people leave your state today. So at the end of the day, if you're going to even try to see that you win election, I believe Obi was just allowed to win Lagos. It was part of the plan. And I don't think he's going to win it next time. It's simple. You understand? And the thing is that I've studied the APC for so long. So even without them talking and without them moving, I already know what they're doing. Look at, INEC came up to say that 100 and something political parties are trying to get registered, right? What do you think? Those 100 political parties are going to come from the 80 political parties that are left when you remove APC. So your political parties start shrinking. So all political parties now need to go out, like PDP. They have to go on a membership drive. And doing a membership drive is a very expensive, very, very expensive, especially with the electorate now. Everybody is.
How do you see the option of coalition of parties coming together?
My basic knowledge of politics, with all due respect, a coalition without either Kwakwanso, Obi, Atiku coming together, that coalition is dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. Because a coalition has to be such that you are picking the strongest and then you are breaking the party in power. That means you are split. So let us assume that the Buhari group are going to split from APC. Do you understand? If Obi does not get presidency, the presidential ticket, or you all say you are supporting him for president, he said he isn't going to join the coalition. So it's either president or nothing. So others have to sacrifice to let Obi come out for president, and then they can now follow behind. And that is the only thing that I can see. And Atiku running, maybe it's just, I don't know, because Bola Tinubu will be from the south. You need a strong person from the south to vie with him. If you say the North is going to go with Bola Tinubu and or the North will go with a northern president, then that's a different thing. Another thing is for him, Bola Tinubu, to see, if the coalition can get one or two of his henchmen to move with the coalition, then there might be also a, but Amiche has never been with Bola Tinubu. Rufai has never been with Bola Tinubu, and Bola Tinubu still got the ticket and still won election. So I don't know how that is going. But let us watch and see. You understand? But I believe that coalition has to have strong people join. A lot of strong people from different the blocks, the strong blocks. You understand? I see that Bola Tinubu is already cutting Kwakwanso already. You understand? So if Kwakwanso goes to APC, that is a real knock in the north. That's a real knock because they are diehard. They have a cultist kind of followership. You understand? So the presidential candidate. So at the end of the day, there is still a lacuna where North presidential candidate, North national chairman.
What do you advise?
They should stick to what was agreed at the zoning committee. If the president comes, the presidential candidate comes from the north, the national chairman should be from the south. Whether you like it or not. So it's either you take one. And they took the presidential candidate.
But there's something the PDP chieftains usually say that when you ask them that question, they will say, when we get to the blue, because they usually like to push the
Yeah, well, that's what is haunting. It's a very simple thing, but they make it so complicated. It's a very simple thing. They make it so complicated. And it happens even in states. It happens even, when a governor starts prying into another state and determining who's, for instance, how does Dare Adeleke become the acting state chairman of Ekiti PDP if Seyi Makinde did not arrange that? These are the kind of things that create problems. Major problems, as a matter of fact. And when it becomes really major, then they start pointing fingers, whereas people will not know what created what's happened. And look at what has happened now. You have Wike, Seyi, Body George, all against Atiku. And then suddenly now, you have Wike standing on one side and Body George and Seyi standing on another side. They were part of the anti-Atiku G5 drive. And then they are now sitting that they want to fix the party. Whereas they have gone along to destroy certain sections, suppressed people in different states just towards their, a lot of congresses have occurred. You understand? Whereby somebody's ambition here is now paramount to the survival of the party. So let us see how it goes. We pray it goes on well. We pray it goes on fine, but we have to tread carefully. Chief Bode said, kanda kanda in Hausa, die die in Yoruba. I think he should be saying that to himself. I think he should be saying that to himself. Kada body judge. You understand? Because he has an ambition, that an agenda that they are following. And that agenda, kada, because some of us are watching, kada, like he will say. The words of wisdom do not only come from old men, but come from experienced men. Do you understand what I'm saying? The words of wisdom does not only come from old men, but come from experience. Say you have been mandated to deliver one of you, and all your 25 millions are gone down the drain. And then you now say you must be loyal to the party.